The first part of Competency 12 quiz questions. In this video, we will answer questions involving geometric properties. Number 6, what is the length of KM? Okay, so I have a diagram here and we need this. We need KM. So let's call that X. And if that's X, then ML is 12 minus X. And because we have an angle bisector and we have this angle going down the middle, okay, this tells me that we have similar triangles, okay? So what can we do? We can say that we have 8 over 10 as a comparison, and that is going to be equal to, go back to the triangle with the 8 and call that X, and then go back to the other side. See, we have I'm looking at two triangles is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to look back at ML and I'm going to say 12 minus X. Okay, so let's just solve this algebraically. So I have 10X is equal to 8 times 12 minus X. Okay, so let's distribute on the right-hand side. So 10, oh my goodness gracious, if I could write things, it'd be great. If you've watched videos with me, you know every now and again, I'm just like, I can't write anything. Okay, 10x equals, okay, then we have, all right, 8, we have 96 and minus 8x, okay? Okay, now we need to add that 8x to both sides, okay? Let's go up just a bit. We need a little bit more room. So that's going to give us 18x equals, that cancels, 96 divided by 18 on both sides. That cancels. And this is what we need to put into the calculator. So 96 divided by 18 and enter, and that gives us 5.333. Okay, well, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Now, let's say, of course, I know that that's 3 repeating, and I know that's 1/3. Let's say it's some other number repeating, and you don't know what the value is. Subtract the whole number, which in this case is 5, and then we use math, and it's highlighted for fraction, and push enter, enter, and that is 1/3. So the option is C. Okay. Now, talking about fraction, I don't know if you've watched other videos, but you need to, if you're not pushing buttons on your TI-84 and getting familiar, you need to. So, for example, we have second window and then arrow over to where it says frac, or you could push frac, the y equals, either way. These are your options for forms of fractions. And number 3 will take you back and forth. Number 4 can go from fraction to decimal, decimal to fraction, okay? All right, now, and let's get out of that. And when you go to mode, also, you need to look at fraction type. I have it set up where I get the denominator, the numerator over denominator. I don't have it set up in the other form, okay? So it all depends on your setup. All right, let's back out of that and go to number 7. Okay, number 7. This is just a thinking question. Okay, each of the triangles ACE and BDF have angle measures of 13 and 40. Which one of the following is a valid conclusion? Okay, so they each have 13 and 40 as angle measures. Okay? All right. The triangles are acute? No. That third angle would have to be obtuse. So that's not going to work. The triangles are isosceles. Well, no. Because if we added 40, that'd be 80. There's no way we could get 180 out of that. There's just no way that we could get 180 angle measure. Being that one of these would be the same. So no, that's not going to work. The triangle is congruent. No, that's not true because the lengths could vary even though they had the same angle measures. So they could be similar. Oh, and guess what? That's option D. Number 8, what is the best approximation of QS? And that's what we're looking at right here. Now, in this, we see that I'm going to call it X, but also we see that that is congruent for two different shapes. I have a remnant here I need to get rid of. Okay, so what do I have? I have a smaller, I'm going to go ahead and draw this out for us. I have a smaller triangle, and again, we're going to pretend like I can draw. Okay, so we have the smaller one, which is the bottom triangle. So I have 10 here, and the side is X. The very bottom down here, this bit, here, let me find a different color. This bit down here, that's actually the hypotenuse of the smaller one right there. Okay, so let's go back to this. All right, let's draw the on top, the larger triangle. Okay, and that means that the base is X. See, I flipped it over to, I had to flip it to make it look right. So that's X, and then the side is 27. So that is actually enough information for us to solve for this since we know that the X's are the same value, so they are congruent. Okay, so that gives us X, I'm going to put it X over 27 is equal to, go back and put the 10 over X. So now we have X squared equals, I'm going to move down just a little. Okay, that's better. Well, I say that now it works. Okay, that was a delayed reaction. Okay. X squared equals 27 times the 10. Now we'll put both of these under the radical so we can pull the X out. And then we just put this in the calculator and we have an answer, okay? Second square root 27 times the 10, enter, and yes, C is the correct option, okay? All right, so let's go to number 9. Okay. Triangles GHJ and LMN are similar. If triangle GHJ has sides of 14, 18, and 30, and the largest side of triangle LMN is 75, what is the difference between the perimeter of these? Okay, believe it or not, we have plenty of information here to get what we need, okay? First, I'll draw the larger triangle. Okay. And I'm going to say that this is the larger side, okay? All right. Now, I'm not going to go with the GH and label. Just, I have a reason for this. Okay, let's go with the smaller one. We know that 30 is the largest side. And they've told us this largest side. Because I wrote 75 there, I have to write 30 here. Then I can populate my other sides. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to call this side X and then this side Y. Now I can use my proportional relationships to find everything I need. But first, let's get the perimeter of the smaller one. Okay? So perimeter of the smaller triangle is equal to 14 plus 18 plus the 30. Okay. And let's put that in the calculator. 14 plus 18 plus 30. And that gives us 62 because it says a difference. So we're going to have to do some subtracting. So for the larger triangle, that's an L. We need 75 plus blah, blah, blah. We'll get that. We'll get there. Okay. So how do we deal with this? Well, we need to set this up. Our K scale factor is 30 over 75. Let's put that in the calculator. 30 divided by 75 equals, okay, well, let's do math, enter, and that is our ratio. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay, which is the 2 over 5. So now I'm going to set this equal. Let's solve for x, okay? So what do? That means I need for the smaller one, which would be the 2, that'll be the numerator. So I have 14 over the x. So that means I have 2x equals 5 times 14. Divide both sides by 2. And that gives me the value of x, which I have to add to the 75. So what do? I do 5 times 14, divide that by 2, and enter. And that's 35. Now I need to solve for y. And I go through the exact same process. However, I am changing colors because things are getting crowded, okay? So I'm going to do 2 over 5 equals, what do we have? 18 over y. So that means I have 2y equals 5 times 18. Divide by 2, divide by 2, that cancels out. And this is what I put in the calculator, okay? So 5 times 18 divided by 2, and that gives me 45. Now I put all that in the calculator, okay? So 75 plus the 45 plus the 35, and that equals 155. Now subtract the 60. And we have 95. It's, uh-oh, did I do something wrong? I pushed something. Let me double check. Okay, we have 45, we have 35. Oh, I know what it is. The perimeter wasn't 60, was it? Let me go back up and see what I did. Oh, 62. There it is. Yep, and you probably saw me do that, and I may even said 62, who knows. Now let's give it a go. Well, at least we can go back up and see what we did, right? That's one benefit, okay, of using this calculator. 155 minus 62. That'll make a big difference, and yes, it does. It's option B. Okay, let's go with number 10 now. Triangles 1 and 2 are similar, and the ratio of their areas, okay, let's grab my highlighter, areas is 25 over 36. The altitude of triangle 2 is 3 units less than twice the corresponding altitude of triangle 1. How many units is the altitude of triangle 1? Okay, that is really great that this is what they're asking. Because if they had asked for triangle 2, then we'd have an extra step. This is actually simpler for us. Okay, so what we want is triangle 1, and we want the altitude. Okay, oh my gosh. You know what, let me see if I can draw us. Use that. Let's do that. Let me go over. Let me grab this. No, not you. Let's grab this. Where is it? Okay, shape. Let's see if I can do a shape. Okay. Let's try the first triangle and see what it does. Oh, there it is. Okay, then let's do a bigger triangle. Perfect. You know, sometimes things work. Okay, so what we want is this altitude, and this is number 2. The second one is larger, and this is number 1. Okay, so we're going to call this H, but this altitude, what did it say? It said the altitude of triangle 2, okay, is 3 units less than twice the corresponding altitude of 1. Oh, this was supposed to be an H. Wonder where that popped off to. So what do we need? We need 2H minus 3 less. Minus 3. And there we go. And let's turn off that shape thing. Okay. It was nice while it lasted, right? Okay. So first off, we are searching for height or altitude. Okay. I put H for height. Okay. That is one-dimensional. However, our area is our ratio of our areas is two-dimensional. So that means we really need K equals, so the square root of 25 is 5 over 6. Okay? And if you've watched the videos and you saw what I did with the earlier ones, that's, I am skipping that extra step, but we've done several of them. Okay? Remember, I had the chart where it said K is in the form of, for one-dimensional scale factor. K squared is where the numbers are squared, the numerator and denominator would be squared, and that's what is given to us. This would be our K squared. And then for which is for area, and then volume, that would be 5 to the third and 6 to the third. Of course, we're not using volume here. Okay, let's move on. All right, so what do we need to do? So we are taking our 5 over 6 equal to, okay, our smaller value is the H, and our larger value is 2H minus the 3. So let's just solve algebraically. 6H equals 5 times 2H minus the 3. Now we need to distribute, okay? So that will be 10H minus 15. Okay, now what do we need to do? Well, we need to move some things around. So we need to say minus, I'm going to say minus 6H. Okay. What does that really give us? That gives us a 0 over here and 4H minus the 15. But That's that. Here, I'm trying to make it better and I'm making it worse. But this is okay because we can just move the 15 to the other side of the equal and it'll become positive. So what do we really have? We have, I'm going to do an arrow over there. We really have 4h equals 15. Divide both sides by 4. This cancels. And that's what we put in the calculator. And we don't have to put it in the calculator because it's actually option D. Okay. And this is the last question for our video. This is our second video for the quiz questions for Competency 12. So I thank you so much for watching. We'll have the last video out very shortly. And in the meantime, please like us, share us, and if you haven't subscribed, think about doing that so we can keep these free on YouTube. And happy testing!